Welcome back, guys. I have a special video for you today. This is one final update for our 25-way graphene products longevity test. I have a product that was sent to me by Dan at Urban Edge Auto Detailing, shout out, along with this note. And he says, I found Owner's Pride Spotless to basically be useless as a water spot remover, but it does well to break down the mineral deposits clogging the pores of the coating. After the wash, I spray liberally on the panel, let it sit for 30 to 60 seconds, wipe down with a fresh wash mitt, not one with soap in it, and then rinse. Depending on the level of deposit, this makeup may take up to 2 to 3 applications. So I've used this product to bring back coatings 2 to 5 years old that everyone would have called dead. I'm curious to see if you have the same results as me. So Dan, without further ado, let's do it. So I'm going to spray everything on, let it sit for about 60 seconds, wash with a damp wash mitt that previously had soap in it, but I rinsed it out quite well. We'll see how things react to this. So let's rinse. See if there's any improvement. Definitely looks like we've brought some back. Adam's Graphene 10H towards the bottom, second row from the bottom. Wow. Quite an improvement there. Ethos, which is also B&B blending Adams. Looks like they're reacting quite well. So let's do a usual update, see how things look after one pass of Owner's Pride Spotless. So 4.2 and 303 even, which had failed in a month, looks like it has brought them back a little bit. I don't think that's superficial either. I think it's something that may have been clogged and it's improving it. Graphene Preproduction Sample A, Gloss It, IGL Easy Graphene, 4.2 10H graphene. So IGL Easy Graphene, I believe, is rated at a 1-year coating, but yeah, it's brought it back. Look at that. 4.2, that's our cheap Amazon coating, somewhere around $20. Eelho, it's still done. Drive Auto Nano and Drive Auto Graphene. Both of those responded well. I'm not 100% positive, but I think those are B&B blending products also. Ethos Resist Graphene Spray and Adams, also B&B blending, brought those back. Glass Parency, maybe a little bit. IGL, both of those, they were still hanging in there towards the end of the test, but looks like it has improved them as well. Extreme Solutions, not so much. And Adam's Graphene 10H, that is probably the most responsive to this. Look at that. Still instantly hydrophobic. We called it failed at 1 year and 4 months, and the test ran to 1.5 years. So I would definitely call that one, and Ethos Graphene Matrix to a lesser extent, not failed. Turtle Wax had still been failed. SPS Graphene, it responded negatively to the wheel brightener, which is a wheel acid, and it basically killed it, and that brought it back. I would call that successful. So we'll do it one more time, and just to see if we can bring any back any further. So let's do that now. Second time. Did we bring anything back even more? 4.2 10H graphene spray, maybe? But Drive Auto Nano, it looks like it's improved even further. To the point where it's nearly like day one. 4.2, 303. It may have hurt 303 because it was slightly hydrophobic. Now it's less so. But yeah, I would say there's probably a fine line. You know, if the coating was nearly dead and didn't have much in it, it's probably not going to bring it back. But you can see that the coatings obviously responded better than some of the sprays. And of course the waxes, it really didn't respond at all. But graphene, Adam's 10H graphene would definitely be the most responsive to this. But SPS graphene, the IGL products, those definitely responded to it as well. So just to make sure, we'll try one more thing. We have my wife and I's 2013 Honda Accord Sport that we purchased brand new, and it's been coated several times over the years. It has about 220,000 miles on it, and it's filthy right now, but we coated it with IGL Kenzo in 2018. So this is a little over 4 years, and it is garaged. It does not see snow or anything like that, but you can see, as is pretty typical, right behind the wheels from the spray that you get from the road, from the rain, the coating is dead. Above the wheel, you can see the coating's not doing too bad, as that's pretty typical of what you would find. And the hood, you can see that the coating is nearly dead. And on the rear door, I don't show it here, but on the rear door, it was touched up because there was a door ding and I had some paintless dent repair done. So I did repolish and recoat that door. So not really a great example there, but we'll use the front door, the fender, and the hood as an example. So I'll go ahead and do my usual wash, clean the wheels, foam everything down. Again, I use Chemical Guys Honeydew Snow Foam, just like I do in all my tests. So I foam it, wash it, rinse it. And so we will have a clean surface to apply all of this to. Still looks pretty good for a car that's going on 10 years old with 220,000 miles on it. We swapped out the original wheels for some newer generation 19-inch Accord wheels. But overall, you know, it's still, paint's in great shape. Has a few swirls on it. Hood definitely needs to be repolished. It has a slight haze to it. Sits outside sometimes during the day when you go to work or what have you. But overall, holding up quite well. So I think we originally coated it with Sea Quartz UK, the original, very difficult to install. And then we applied Glossit 9H, then we did Kenzo. So it's had 3 different coatings on it in the last 10 years. And as I said, about maybe 6 months ago, I had to touch up the left rear door there because had a dent in it, and our paintless dent repair guy came and put his equipment all over it, and of course the car was dirty, so it had some swirls and stuff that I couldn't live with. So here we are. We're going to apply it to both doors, the fender, and half of the hood, just so we can have a better idea of if there is any improvement here. Apply it, let it sit for about 60 seconds, wash it with a damp Australian sheep's wool wash mitt. There, I'm rinsing it out. Not super well, but I am rinsing it out. And we'll apply it one more time just to make sure. And it is on the cooler side. Don't know if that is going to really affect anything. It's about 53 degrees, 11 degrees Celsius. So here's the after. Remember, it was completely sticking before on that door. So the fender, definitely some improvement, but the door where it was completely sticking, now it is brought back just a little bit. The hood, again, completely sticking, now it's not. So I would say there is some improvement. notable improvement in hydrophobics. Still sticking to the other side of the hood that didn't have it, so yeah, I would call that success. So Dan at Urban Edge, that's pretty awesome. Thank you for sending that, and thank you for letting the world know that we have another option to unclog coatings that people would otherwise call dead. Yeah, the fender's still fairly hydrophobic. It was before. Now it's slightly more hydrophobic, if I had to say. But the door, yeah, the tops of the door, it was already somewhat hydrophobic still. The sides, the coating is definitely on its way out, but I would say that brought it back some, for sure. Not instantly hydrophobic like day one, but absolutely. And then you can see the door, which I touched up, and of course it is much more hydrophobic. I didn't show a lot of that on the before when it was dirty, but it wasn't, the water wasn't sticking that much. It was still fairly hydrophobic. And the quarter panel, which is original to the front door, and the bumper, still nice and hydrophobic. And on the bottom of the bumper, you can see a little less hydrophobic, like it would be from the bottoms of the front doors. So well done, Dan. Thank you again for sharing that, and I'm glad that I could share this with you. I will leave a link in the video description where you can find it. It's not an associate's link or anything like that. It was once available on Amazon, but it is not now. I think you have to buy it straight from Owner's Pride. Otherwise, a simple Google search should get you there. But again, not making any money on it, just sharing what he had shared with me, and it works. So thanks again for watching, guys. We'll see you soon.